Hey guys, so today this video is going to be about something called staggered abs. Staggered abs is where your ab muscles don't properly line up. And there are a lot of things on the internet, a lot of people wondering how they can fix their staggered abs. And the truth is, you actually can't fix them. The way your abs are lined up, the way your body is genetics. You can change a lot of things about your body. You can change the size of your muscles, you can change your leanness, you can dye your hair. But what you can't fix is the fact that muscles are going to be how they want. Take for example your biceps. You can't change where your biceps go to. There are some bodybuilders and people that have their bicep muscles going all the way down to here, the muscle belly being longer, and there's some people that have it shorter. And the thing about that is each kind of genetic thing has its different benefits and different drawbacks. And I would say probably a drawback most people would find about having staggered abs is the fact that you don't have that traditional fitness model type thing. You see plenty of videos online with all these guys with crazy abs and they're all lined up and they just look like road bumps. A lot of fucking road bumps, like next to a school. But there is a benefit, however, of having staggered abs, and that would be that you know for a damn fact, if you have a picture of someone with staggered abs, that it's very unlikely that those abs are being photoshopped. It might be that they've been photoshopped slightly to look better, but a person that doesn't have them isn't going to photoshop themselves with a set of abs like that, because that would just be ridiculous. It's not within the standard idea of what beauty is. If you look back to old-time strongmen like Eugene Sandow, he had very impressive abs, very well lined up, and a pretty well-developed body for the time. And considering he is considered one of the fathers of bodybuilding, so he had a very impressive physique, and all his abs were perfect. His body was basically just perfect. But not everyone can look that way, and the kind of takeaway here is you shouldn't really be complaining about having staggered abs at all, because you're lean enough to see them. You have a six-pack, you have an eight-pack, they just might not line up properly. And I kind of have this myself. One side, my abs are longer. I don't know quite how to describe it. They seem to go into a slight triangle shape, which is obvious in pictures, and one of them just comes down lower. And this is definitely more obvious when I'm not flexing. When I'm flexing, they kind of go together a little bit more, depending on how you're tilting your body will determine how pronounced a look it is. And it's just, like, I guess I was a little bit discouraged when I first saw it, because when you start off at a point where you haven't ever seen any kind of development here at all, where you haven't been lean enough, there's definitely a lot of curiosity regarding what it is going to look like, and it's one of the big mysteries of getting in shape. You've got this excitement, you're getting to see your body unravel, there are parts of yourself you haven't seen, and when you're in your 20s, you've kind of gotten to know yourself pretty well. You know yourself almost like the back of your hand, so getting to see a part of yourself that you haven't seen before is a lot of the fun in a fitness journey, and it's what losing body fat and gaining muscle, like it's part of what makes that so encouraging and so exciting. It's because you're starting to change yourself and make like a visible difference to who you are, and it kind of changes how you see yourself in your head. So that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Don't laugh at my staggered ab pictures too much. I can't help it. So like, subscribe, and comment. You guys are awesome.